welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Friday Shangri-La edition to Rasaji Speaks. Hope you've had a wonderful week. We've been busy over here. Don't forget, tomorrow is the early bird special for boot camp is over. So from midnight tonight, if you want to get that about 20% cheaper, and you know that you're coming to the December boot camp in Jacksonville Beach, then go ahead and take action on that, right? Remember, procrastination is the thief of dreams, right? So here's the key also, and live streaming for that event will also begin tomorrow. So if you're going to live stream it and you want to be there, it'll be pretty exciting. That's all the day, Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. We're real excited about our first boot camp, and I know you will be too. Okay. The other thing of it is today's title is All Saints Eve, right? All Saints Eve. A lot of people call it Halloween and a lot of that. According to Lama theory, in a lot of your third world and some of these second world countries, over centuries, that All Saints Eve, especially if the Catholic Church influenced their thinking and their belief system, they would go to the graveyard of their loved ones, and they would know that November the 1st was All Saints Day and November the 2nd was All Souls Day. And they would hang out. It sounds for a lot of people like that's really weird. Well, they would show up and kind of have a little party the night that we would call Halloween on the 31st. And the concept of the mask and wearing scary masks came into play to scare evil spirits out of the cemetery to keep them away from where their beloved had been buried. Now, of course, it's kind of feels a little different when you know the whole story now about what a soul and what a spirit is and how they're eternal, and especially the training you've been getting here at the Circle of Chi. But it was built into some of the ancient Spanish cultures, the Filipino culture, and other cultures like that. So that was a big deal. And then it flowed and got altered into funny kind of mask and stuff later. But I was the purpose initially. And then they would sit around for the next day or so and have a picnic and talk about how incredible the person that they were there to say prayers or a rosary for, how incredible they were, as if they had just passed the day before. And this one has gone on for centuries. And it was like a sitting Shiva moment, an annual moment for about 2 or 3 days. So it's really kind of interesting the different cultures and how they represent spirit and the understanding of our people who are deceased. Then we have the concept of the Bardo and a lot of different concepts. One of the best readings that you'll ever find is James Redfield's 10th Insight, which was his second book. There's about 50, 60 pages in there that explain as well as I've ever seen about what actually happens to a soul shortly after the departing of their physical body as they drop it aside. So if that's of interest to you or you haven't read it in a long time. Now, if you've never read any of James Redfield, I recommend that you go to his original book first and then pause a little bit and pick up the second. But if it's If you've read it, in the last year or so, the first, and you've never read the second, or you haven't read it in a while, it's some good stuff that's going on. It takes place in the Sierraville Mountains out in California. So it's pretty profound. I think that you'll enjoy that and have a better understanding. And it really supports different people who have support, regress, regressing people, and even progressing, going forward with their existence. That's right, because people don't know this, but in the present incarnation, people are imaging in either consciously or unconsciously already what's going to be their next existence. A lot of people don't know that that starts also in the present life. That's right. And now that you know that you can alter your reality, well, you can change that, just like changing your number. You might go, what do you mean changing your number? Well, most people leave and pass on with an average of what that number was in the most recent 5 incarnations. So if that number is 73, 78, 84, 98, most people are going to hit that like bingo. Okay. And that's where that number really comes from. That's right. A kind of an acceptability of the mortality that was sold to us by the dark side. Being a child of light and knowing that in you there's a pro-life switch and there is a destructive switch that we talked about on our first episode a week or two ago called Live with Lama G. Our second one, and you might want to jot this down, is coming up Thursday, November the 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right after our PFL broadcast. And Lama G is going to be giving you an update on the portal of Shiva. And we're going to clear some things up. There's a lot of nonsense about the portal of Shiva going on. We were the first to bring it out 3 years ago, right on 11/11/22. So we'll just be 2 days outside of the third anniversary. Remember, we're only 3 years into the portal of Shiva, this 33-year period, in conjunction with the 33 years that Jesus, our older spiritual brother, walked the planet in honor of him and what he stood for and what he did. So hope that you'll tune in to that and bring your friends. And we look forward to seeing you on 11/13 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. As we say in the Far East, Rockabashide, may the blessings be. Don't eat too much candy tonight and check the wrappers and be safe if you're out with those kids. And drive slowly if you're in the United States because those kids, they walk kind of slow and everything. They go out kind of early. So be safe and watch out for little kids, okay? God bless.